little bit. You know, it's funny. I mean, not just the week, I guess, but kind of the month a little bit too. I mean, when you kind of tack on last week, some of the stuff that's happened, look, it's weird. November somehow turned into this. It really was this this thing we've been seeing for a while. This bad news equals good news for stocks. We saw a lot of that this month. We've seen like the pullback in all the inflation gauges. We saw more yesterday, but look, VIX, dude, 12.45 the other day, COVID era low. You haven't seen VIX this low during COVID.
Send it to zero. Moon.
I mean, it feels like that's what's going on. Obviously, I mean, this is low. Like, for all those times where people are trying to figure out ways, and I'm not advocating it right now, I'm just saying, for all those times where people are like, oh, I want to get long VIX or I want to get long futures, 12 is probably not a bad area to do it.
Yeah. What's the phrase you for buying insurance? Am I missing it? I don't know.
It's that thing that you need. You know, it's that thing that you need when you don't have. What do you mean? The yield?
Yeah, like
it's cheap when you don't. It's expensive when you need it, and cheap when you don't.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The other thing. Oh, check this out. SPX. Go. What's today? Today's the 1st. Mm-hmm. If you go to the DC, you can do this in SPX. You can do it in SPY. You probably do it in a bunch of things. If you go to the DC, I mean not DC, but today's DC 1. You go to Jan 2. That straddle. It's pricing like a 2. A little under 2.5% probably move. Mm-hmm. I mean, we haven't seen that. That's apparently the lowest in 5 years for 1 month out.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
so 100 points. I mean, 110.
Sounds about right.
12% implied volatility. It's nothing.
It's nothing.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know, man. And it's. I mean, look, this is a great market, but it's tough for selling options right now. It's going to be a little bit tough. And this is one of those times. This is one of the reasons why we have that chart, right, that shows VIX, how to allocate buying power versus VIX, because this is one of those times it's going to challenge that, because I know, you know, we got a little FOMO. I know everybody's looking for different trades to do, et cetera, et cetera. But I personally am kind of like waiting for some more vol or something to kick up or whatever happened again. Mm-hmm. So it's been an interesting couple of weeks, though. I mean, we've seen the dollar drop, 3% last month? Half of that probably over the last week and change. Bitcoin's been on the run. Gold's been on the run, obviously, equities. So it's been a fascinating, couple of weeks.
Yeah. Anytime I look at the SPX 7-day expected move and it's at 50 points, it's very, very depressing. It just tells us there's not much expected to happen. But
you think people are still doing the 1 day, 0 day iron condors right now?
Oh, sure. Oh yeah. They just
Rob's been having. I mean, he's buying a new pair of shoes every day for Maria. He's gonna have to buy a new house to get closet space.
Yes. So Rob and Maria do the Iron Fly, Iron Condor, SPX trade 0 day every day.
Yeah.
And it's been a good one this year for sure.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of days where the market opens and it's like this, where it's just like up 10, down 10.
Prior to this, 2 week period of just face ripper, which is bound to happen. You have a lot of chop here.
Yeah.
And a lot of vol contraction too.
Yeah.
Those guys doing it every day. Sounds like win or lose, hit the boost. I mean, good.
Mm-hmm. No, they're hitting them.
I wonder when the next. I don't think we've had a down 1% day in a minute, right? I think it's been since October. I don't know if we had one in November.
Yeah, they're rare. We call them miracle days. Like we had an Nvidia yesterday. It was a miracle that it was down $15.
Yeah, that's true.
Meta was another one. I took some money off the table. That was down, 2-3% yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Down a little bit today.
Yeah.
People in the YouTube chat calling for a sell-off today since we have taken over.
Yeah, maybe this is the end of the 12 VIX. Normally when we come on, Tom goes away. There's a little bit of volatility.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes sometimes, right? Like usually, when that's how it was when I was at a firm. The big traders are off the desk, and all of a sudden you have a big down day, and it's like all the junior traders like, oh, what do we do now? In this case, we know what to do, but maybe that'll happen. Maybe Tom being away will cause a down day.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, maybe
use a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a vol.
The only thing that has vol right now is oil. I don't even know if it still has. What's the IVR right now? But I mean,
OVX though is high. It's still in the 40s from
I think
this
that
move
move
higher.
yesterday, we had like a what was that? Like a, it was like a 6 or 7% intraday range in oil yesterday on that OPEC dumb ass
Yeah.
meeting.
We have a little bit of backwardation in some of these contracts too in oil.
Yeah.
75.88 to 75.80 to 75.63, 45.22. So slight backwardation, but at least the curve being flat tells you that volatility is in there.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it was just kind of holding in there for that meeting, but I'd be surprised if it still holds up after today. I'm curious if it holds up after today and Monday. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a weird couple of weeks, man. It's been a strange, but yet somehow all makes sense. I mean, when you see what's happened to yields, right? Like, talk about also pulling back. I mean, 10-year yield was like 4.25 the other day. So that's definitely on the way down, right? Like, no yields are fading. And I mean, you can essentially kiss the inflation talk goodbye because that's kind of over. So it's going to be on to the next thing. And it's like, it's happening at a good time. I mean, first of all, the year's almost over. How crazy is that? But you push over 2024, what's going to be the next thing that's going to be driving volatility? I'm not really sure yet, but it's bound to be something.
Mm-hmm. What's your thinking into year end? Do you think we get back to, the all-time highs are within shooting distance from here? What do we got?
I'd say 46.50 maybe. I don't know if we get.
So that would be a high.
Was that all? Is that
this year?
For this year? Yeah.
This year, yes.
Yeah, for this year. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by 46.50.
Yeah, I think we're
grinding higher. Santa's coming.
When you think
we've
about
all
the
been
narrative,
good boys. We're getting presents. No coal.
Yeah, the narrative. If we can get back to annual highs amidst like through this craziness, I mean, there's your pat on the back that the higher ups are looking for.
I mean, the only two things we got to look forward to this month are, and it's funny to say this because these are the two things we've been talking about all year. Fed meeting and CPI, right? Fed meeting's on the 13th, right? And then CPI is somewhere around there after that. And you can't, it's hard to ever discount whether we move or not on them because obviously we moved hella big last month. So those are like the two things that could potentially create some 1% down day or 2% down day. But other than that, I don't know. VIX says we're not going to have that over the next 30 days at all. So just be aware of that.
Yeah. I'm not seeing too crazy of a spike in implied volatility in SPX for either of those days, but hopefully we get some volatility for sure. Because 12 IV just means Nothing is there. The premium's low, and like to find things with high IV, you got to be in equities that are flying around, or something like oil, which is fine too. I don't mind doing that. Sticking with the oil world.
It's like 2017, baby.
Yeah,
we're back again.
We're back.
It's deja vu. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, Jamal. Hey, can the cyber quad can it go in the snow?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. It
Just
might
put
be
some chains on the tires.
Yeah, you put
I'm taking it in grass, and it's got new tires. I've taken it in grass. It does fine with that.
I could use one of those for my commute to the office. I think that would be fun.
It's kind of fun.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Jamal. We're going to take a quick little 90-second break. We're going to come back with the opening bell. You're listening to Tasty Live.